Hi, guys, and welcome back to Taste and Bloom. So, this interview I'm about to have or show you is not to shame any parents because, we all know the struggle it takes to be a parent. It's not to shame any parent, it's just to encourage all of us because we are all doing amazing for our kids. But this interview is just to encourage all of us um, in the area of culture and language. So this is just a disclaimer I'm putting across before the interview starts. Hi guys, and welcome back to Taste and Bloom. My name is Yasmi. That's if you're new here and you do not know, this is my channel. And today I'm doing something quite different from my usual. Okay, we are not cooking. We are not talking about. Okay, we are talking about kids, but like not in the sense of food or in relation to food, really. Okay, we will be talking to a yummy mommy, a friend, a sister, a mentor, a scholar. Like now she's an author. She's amazing. She's sweet. I've known her. I didn't count the years, but I've known her for quite a number of years. And she was like very good to me in the university. Okay. So I'll allow her to introduce herself and then tell us why she has given us the pleasure of showing her face on our channel today. So over to you, madam.
Oh, hi, Taste and Bloom family. Well, it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm very grateful that you've invited me to come and share my experience. My name is Grace Kakari. Yasmin and I, we know each other from the university back in tech. My background is in economics, so my undergraduate degree was in economics. But after some experiences on the field through an internship, I got to realize the love and the fun for public health. So I switched from economics to public health. So right now I am an academic. I'm teaching and doing research in public health. Both my MPH, my master's and my PhD are in public health, health behavior, community health, health education. So that's what I do. In terms of what else do you want to know for being here? We are going to have fun talking about children's books and talking about languages, introducing culture to your children at an early age.
Okay, that's nice to know. From what I know, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, you are a mommy of one
Two.
at the moment, right? Okay. Oh, you see, it's been a long time since we caught up, so you see. Okay, so anyway,
Okay.
let's move on to the main reason why we are here today. Okay, so basically we are talking about your project, which is the KENKAN books. So for those of you who don't know, KENKAN is Chief for Read. So basically she's encouraging kids like from a very tender age to read or cultivate an interest in reading. So today she'll be here to, we are going to ask her a few questions basically, so that we are enlightened about the project. So Madam Grace, what, like how did the idea of writing children's book come about? When was it birthed? What was the motivation? Like, I'm sure you just didn't just sit down and like just got up one day. There's something, money, like anything that pushed you to write. So tell us what motivated you to write these books.
So children's books are fun, right? We all want our children to be reading and exploring these books. But personally, I started writing these particular books because I wanted to encourage my children, especially my first child. I wanted my son to be familiar with my local language, but I wasn't coming across these books. When I request for, I speak Chi. So when I request for Chi books, they look like textbook, dull colors, and the translation looks like you are using it for school purposes, like educational purposes only. But I believe that it can be fun. Their books, their children's book that they buy in the English language is colorful, is bright. The child wants to look at it. The child wants to explore it all the time. And that is what I wanted to encourage. It's fun to read. I want them to read, but I also want to incorporate some of my culture into their reading.
That's nice because I'm sure maybe you know by now, I have two boys now.
Yeah.
The first one, his Chi is like the Chi is there, but it's terrible. because sometimes I'm like, I'm watching now to make a chief, but I mean, it's a process. I
Mm,
think from the beginning, we didn't pay much attention to it.
mhm.
Though we spoke both languages at home, we didn't make sure that he was picking up the tree. But
Yeah.
now we know better, so it's getting better for him. Yeah, so that's a good thing. But how long did it take for you to release these books? Because I know that publishing, like even writing, putting together, and like it's a whole lot of work. How long did it take you? And I know the books are like a number of them. So did you publish all of them at once, or it was one at a time? How do you do it?
I think I'll just say that it's been a process. So it just didn't happen one day. It started with complaints. Why can't I get this for my child? Why can't I find this? And just a little bit more of the background. When we had our first child, first parents, you have your first child, you are so in love, you're over the moon. So we went to the pediatrician, seeing that we are people of color, asked us what language we speak to the child. So we said, oh, multiple, and she was like, if you speak multiple languages, the speech will delay. But what the pediatrician didn't tell us was that the speech may delay for a little bit, but once they pick up and they are fluent in all the languages you introduce them to. So guess what? First parents, we are pampering our child. So, hey, only English. We don't want to mix the tree or anything to it. Then we start going to the daycare. We meet our friends from China, Korea, and then the Spanish folks. And then they are speaking their language with their children. They are the same ages as my child, and they are fluent in, when they are speaking with us, they switch to English. When they are speaking with their parents, they switch to their local languages. So that was a light bulb, like, no, we have to do something. How can we not cherish our own? So that was when it started. So let's say thinking about it, complaining about it, searching for it, from that process to today has been a couple of years, maybe 2 or more years, 3 years. But releasing the books themselves, I've had help. The illustrator and my consultant, they've been really helpful. So we just held on to them. Once they were ready, we held them on to them so that we can have multiple out at the same time. Then we wouldn't deny some age groups from exploring as well. So there are options. We wanted to come out with options for parents and children. So yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned like you didn't want to deprive any age group of the experience. So
Yeah.
how like when or how early can we get the books for our kids? Like from what age can we get them for them?
Well, there are several options, and we are still building on our options, but we are starting from the younger ages, so with the picture books. And then we have the ABC bilingual. I think because I'm using the screen background, it may not be very clear, but we have the ones that are just picture books with basic words you may just use at home. These are things you will tell your child anyway. You will tell your child to come, go, basic like that. And then at this age, they are interested in animals. So while you are telling your child about the duck, you can add your local language to it. Duck is dabo dabo, and it's fine. You say frog, and then you add apotro to it. So at the early age, you are training the brain to pick up the multiple languages. And as the child grows, the child knows already. And so we have the basic, and then we have one in phrases, normal phrases that you would usually speak with the child, bra, ko, koda, basic ones like that. And then we have the story ones too. These ones the parents will have to read to the child. And then I showed you the ABCs, which I have in the animals. So even as you are reading with the child, learning the ABCs, talking about the animals in English, you add your local dialect to it. So this one is in Chi, but we have one in Ewe and in Ga. As we grow, we may be able to add other Ghanaian languages to it. So if I don't have your option, you can buy one of these and still use what you are familiar with and encourage your child to learn as well. And then we have the ones that the parents must read for the children, for the story ones, the I Am Blessed series. And those ones are also in the Chi, Ever, and Gang.
So from what you're saying, it's usable for children of all ages. So
Mhm.
far as they are able to, in fact, if they are not even able to communicate with you like on a language to language basis, you can start reading to them when they are babies till they grow old enough to be able to read it themselves. So you were mentioning chi, or you've mentioned chi, ga, ewe. So my question is, because like I've known you for years, I only know you to be able to speak chi. So I was surprised when you were like, there's chi version, ga version, and ewe version. So I wanted to know, are you like multilingual? How did you get the books in those different languages?
Good question. I have a team I work with, both formally and informally. I have a team that helps with the translations, because the idea is that it's not just what I want or what I am familiar with. We want to make sure that all children are benefiting. We would love to have all the Ghanaian languages. It's just been challenging. Some the Chi Evega has been, formalized in a way. They are well taught in school, so it's easy to write and read. Even not really easy, but you are likely to find experts to help with those. We are still working on the others, and we want to be as inclusive as possible. It's not about where I come from or only the things that I'm interested in. It's about all of us and what we speak. That's why I keep saying that even if you don't have a book related to your local dialect yet, whatever you are reading to the child, whatever you are saying on a day-to-day basis, just incorporate your own language to it, and that should still be fine.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'm particularly interested in the I'm Blessed series. Like I want to call it a series because it's a collection of books. Because I realized that it's like words of information put together. Okay,
Mhm.
so I wanted to know, like from the write-ups, I know the inspiration comes from the Bible. So
Mhm.
tell us what made you decide that this is something that you would want the children to have, like these words of affirmation. And so far, what would you say has been the impact of those set of books?
Yeah. So the first thing I will want to address is why. We want our children to be bold. We want them to affirm their beliefs. That is what we believe in. I mean, I'm a Christian, and that's what I want my children to also believe in. So I want them to be bold. I want them to be strong. I want them to believe that they are blessed. So even as we are doing that on a daily basis, and even as we are reading the Bible, I just wanted to find a way to bring it to their level, to bring it to them in a way that they will understand as children, see the pictures and relate to it more. So it's still the word of God, it's still the Bible they would have read, or the story they could have listened to at Sunday school, but another level where they can now relate to it and they can recite it. So I put it in such simple sentences that they can recite. So it will get to a point that a child can boldly stand and say, I am blessed, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And then they understand what they are saying. And even in a better way, they can say it in their local dialect.
So from the beginning, you mentioned what inspired the books, what inspired you to write the books about the pediatrician story. So I just want us to know that the takeaway from this story is that, I mean, it's not as if we don't want the kids to know how to speak English. Okay, we would want them to be multilingual. I mean, I think we should find pride in that, if you ask me, because it doesn't mean that if they are not, it doesn't mean that if they are fluent in their local language, it will not make them fluent in English. It's
Mhm.
also good to combine whatever languages parents speak. And then I think the child will bloom. It's not a matter of and I say visa, so don't speak any other local language with the child or something. So I think this is a very like applaudable initiative. Awesome, awesome books. And moving on, would want to know where we can find the books to buy. I I think you showed us hard copies. I want to believe they are on the market. But since you are in the US, do we have access to them in Ghana and how can we get them?
Currently, they are on Amazon. So wherever you can access Amazon, you can find the books there. And then launching is in November. So as we get closer to the launching, we'll make sure we find ways that we can send the books around, even if Ghana, we find somebody who can help others get access to the books. We want everybody to get the book. We want everybody to enjoy the content. So we will build on that. We will make promises because we are still new and we are still growing. So as we explore options, we'll make sure that the books get everywhere. But check on Amazon, check online. And in November, I'll be giving away free ebooks. So if you're interested, just follow me on Facebook or wherever you find your social media interactions, KENKAN Books and More. We'll be there.
Okay. So all my subscribers, I'll leave the links to the ones all she's mentioned. I'll leave every link in the description box. So if you need these awesome books, head over to those links and get them, or get some for your wards, get some for your kids. They are amazing gifts ideas, I must say. Whether the child is in the womb or it's the birthday gifts, buy it for bridal, what's it called, baby showers, buy it for birthdays. Like, it doesn't even have to be a special occasion. Just buy the books for these little ones.
Yeah.
They are amazing and it will help them, especially in their development. Okay. So, Dr. Grace Kakari, it's been amazing having you. I mean, amidst all the struggles of the internet today, we've been able to make it. So we are thankful to God. Then I hope that the vision that you started blooms. The way I like saying bloom.
It's part
I
of
hope
you
it
now.
will flourish. It will flourish and it will bear fruits, amazing fruits that when you see, you'll be proud that you started this journey. Like, I am totally blessed that I got the chance to talk to you. It's been amazing, and I thank you for taking the time. Okay. And yes, my subscribers, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share this video. Let people know about the KENKAN books. And then let's keep the family growing, okay? So until